Hello from Gardening at Douentza here in Ireland, and welcome back to my mini-series. And in this series I talk about 30 different good herbaceous plants that I grow here in the garden in Douentza and that I want to share with you. Now, we've already covered some, but today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Lobelia tupa. Here I am with my Lobelia tupa here in the garden, and as you can see, it's a tall, spectacular beauty that produces these spires of red flowers held in tubular forms. So the flowers are actually tubular and they come off the one spike. It comes from Chile originally, but it seems to do very well in my garden here in Wexford. And it's a super plant to have because it gives a sense of the exotic in the border. You look at that and you think, wow, isn't that amazing? Now, in this video I'm not going to talk about lobelias in general because it's a very wide genus and so many of them have completely different requirements. I'm going to just talk about Lobelia tupa. Now, this plant, which is also known as devil's tobacco, can you believe it or not? You need to grow it in full sun and it needs a well-drained soil. Something that is fertile but well drained at the same time. And it needs a sheltered spot because these tall spires need to stand upright. They may, however, need a touch of staking, and here you'll see that I have hoops in the border that just support them that little bit. Other than that, it's generally trouble-free. It flowers once a year, but it's a magnificent thing when it does flower. And because it's herbaceous, it dies back in winter. So my tip on care would be not to cut off the tall spires until spring because they add just that little bit of protection to the plant over winter. And when you go in there to cut them off in spring, be very careful because the new shoots when they come up out of the ground are really fragile and it's so easy to put a foot on them and just like kill any hope for that particular spire in that year. Other than that, they are quite hardy for me, but my hardiness zone would be say 8 to 9. So on the basis of that, judge for yourself. I know that in some parts of England, for example, this plant isn't fully hardy. So I know this whole series is about good, hardy, garden-worthy plants, but the Lobelia tupa I consider to be interesting enough to put in there anyway, even though we're bending the rules very slightly. So how do you propagate it? You need to collect seed and sow seed. And just a little tip, what you need to do is collect seed from a good hardy strain, because different plants, there are strains that are more hardy than others. So if you have a friend with a plant that has come through several winters for him, then ask to collect the seed and sow that, because chances are that the resultant offspring are going to be a lot hardier than others that you might pick up anywhere else. And I think that really is it for Lobelia tupa, a wonderful plant which I encourage many of you to try. If you've got conditions similar to mine, then go on, give it a go. Look for seed, sow seed. It's the cheap way to do things, and hopefully soon you'll have an enormous clump like this that's going to generate lots of questions from visitors to your garden in late summer. Thanks very much for watching this video, and I hope that you'll check back soon for some more videos in my series of my month of perennials. 30 plants in total, which we're going to cover over the course of, well, various weeks. Thanks very much for watching, and check back again soon. Bye!